Hi YouTube, it's me, Precious again, and today I'm going to tell you reasons why you should be watching MTV's Teen Wolf. Now, Teen Wolf is going to have its 2-day premiere starting on Monday. It's coming back for season 5, and the reason why they did it in 2 parts, like they do a 2-day premiere, is because they've been on a really long hiatus. So we haven't had Teen Wolf for most of this year. Season 4 actually ended sometime last year, and now the season 5 premiere is coming soon. Now, Teen Wolf is loosely based off the Michael J. Fox Teen Wolf movies. So season 1 is very faithful to the original movies. Guy gets bitten by a werewolf. He becomes a werewolf. He has to struggle with being a normal teenager, well, not a normal teenager anymore, but being a teenager and a werewolf, and learning the trickery and trades of what it means to be a wolf, whether it's a blessing or a curse. So the pilot of Teen Wolf was very cheesy. Like, you saw all of that before. You've seen it before. There was many cliche things. So yeah, the pilot was very cliche, but as the season 1 progresses, you start to realize that this will not be your basic wolf show. It's not like the Vampire Diaries or the iZombies. It's created a niche of its own. So season 1, the guy who acts as the protagonist is Tyler Posey. He acts as Scott McCall, the guy who gets bitten by a werewolf and becomes a werewolf, and he has to learn how to function in this werewolf world, this new world he had not known about before. So he's played by Tyler Posey. Tyler Posey is a very talented actor. Most of you will remember him from the Made in Manhattan movie with J-Lo. That was his last movie. So when I saw him, I was like, oh, it's that kid from Made in Manhattan. He can really act. And then his best friend Styles is played by Dylan O'Brien. He's a breakout star. He just recently finished filming the second Maze Runner movie, The Scorch Trials, which I'm totally looking forward to. And then the love interest for Scott McCall is played by Crystal Reed, and her name is Allison Argent. So basically season 1, what I really loved about it is the fact that Allison, the character of Allison, her family is from a family of hunters, and she's kind of in love with Scott. So she's conflicted as to whether she should follow her family's code of we hunt those who hunt us, as opposed to the love she has for this werewolf, Scott McCall. So season 1, the antagonists are sort of like Allison and her family code, and how that's coming between the love between her and Scott, and this mysterious alpha. I never really knew the dynamics of how a wolf pack works, so Teen Wolf kind of opened my eyes to that. Like, there's an alpha, there's an omega, there's a beta. An omega is like a wolf who doesn't belong to a pack, and I had no idea that the more wolves you have in a pack, especially if you're an alpha, the stronger you are, the stronger the pack is as a unit. So you kind of see that coming together. So in season 1, it's all just laying down the bricks for you to get to know the show, get to know the characters, get to know the dynamics, how they're each gonna interact with each other. And then season 2 is when, like, shit hits the fan. That's like, okay, now that you know everything and you know everyone, now we're gonna, you know, stress you. It's like I get this Game of Thrones vibe every time I'm watching Teen Wolf. I'm on the edge of my seat. Like, I have no idea what's gonna happen next. Like I said, season 1 was very cliched. I saw everything, but season 2, I was being surprised left, right, and center. There was some new creature that came along called the Kanama. I had no idea such a creature existed. Like, I started researching on it, like, what is this about or whatever. So I found out it was a shapeshifter as well. Like, if you get bitten by a werewolf, you don't just turn into a werewolf. I had no idea that was possible. Like, you actually, the bite reflects your inner self, so you can turn into anything really if you're bitten by a werewolf, because werewolves aren't classified, they're all just shapeshifters. So if you get bitten by any shapeshifter, you could become any other type of shapeshifter. So right now in season 5, we have a were-coyote. We've had a were-jaguar. We've had a Kanama, obviously. And yeah, so the villains for season 5 are these people called the Doctors. As the season goes on, like as from season 1, season 2 up to now season 5, it gets very dark. So I could say it's MTV's horror show. I feel every network needs nowadays needs to have it. Like I know Penny Dreadful is the horror show for one of the networks. I know Vampire Diaries and iZombie, they're the horror shows for the CW. Game of Thrones is the mystical slash horror show for HBO, so it made sense that MTV delved into the horror genre for their network. So yes, it gets very dark. Season 3 I feel was the darkest, season 3B, because that's when they incorporated demonic possessions, but it wasn't like the demons you're familiar with. They incorporated Japanese myths. That's another thing I love about Teen Wolf, is their mythical creatures come from many different cultures. Like, it's not just the ones we know, like vampire, werewolf, zombie, you know, it's not those things that we know. Kitsunes come in, these shadow ninjas. I still need to find what they are, because that's what I call them, shadow ninjas. Banshees, there's a character there called Lydia Martin. She plays the Banshee. She's one of my favorite characters, because before I had no idea there was such a mystical creature called a Banshee, and it's very interesting, like the type of powers she has. Like, she's got this scream that she does whenever she senses someone is about to die. She just screams out of nowhere. And right now in season 5, that's why I'm very excited for season 5, because they're gonna expand on the whole Banshee lore, because Jeff Davis, the writer of the show, he's been slowly but surely introducing us to the Banshee mystical lore, whatever. That's the last thing I like about Teen Wolf, is they don't just shove, oh, this is all the information for the Kenema, this is all the information for that. He slowly does it, so I love that. So you get to learn about all these mystical creatures and stuff. So if you love learning about mystical creatures from different cultures, Teen Wolf is the show for you. And the nice thing about Teen Wolf is it's very funny. It's a very, very funny show. Although it can get quite dark sometimes, it is very funny. Like, there's a nice balance between the humor and the dark aspects of the show. And there's some really good looking guys on this show. Well, good looking people in general, because some of the kids out there, I'm like, wow, they're really beautiful, or, you know. So yeah, you should watch the show, and it's one of my favorite shows, with Game of Thrones and Penny Dreadful. I really like anything mystical and fantasy like. So yeah, I'd give it a solid 10 out of 10. I'm so excited. I can't wait for Monday and Tuesday for the season 5 tonight premiere, because it looks freaking dark. I saw the trailer. You can see the trailer online on YouTube, and the 5-minute view, the first 5 minutes of the show are already up on YouTube, so you can see that. So yeah, check it out. I'm sure you're all gonna love it, and let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Peace.